I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life removing pain. Lord, let my words heal a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hello and welcome to our 3AB and Today cooking program. We are the
Micheff Sisters. I'm Linda.
I'm Brenda.
And I'm Cinda.
And today is a very special program we have planned
Yes,
for you.
it is.
It's called Fellowship Meal, and every single one of the recipes are coming from our brand new cookbook, the Micheff Sisters Cooking with Kellogg's. And we are really excited about this project that we've worked on. Every recipe in this cookbook is from, and it has one of the Kellogg's products in it. We use Worthington, Loma Linda, Garden Burger,
Morningstar Farm products.
And in fact, I really hadn't known until we got started with this project that Kellogg's own Garden Burger or Morningstar Farms, but they do, and they have quite a few vegan products. Not all of their products are, but every single recipe in this cookbook has one of the Kellogg's products in it. And we really had fun creating different recipes to help you have some really innovative ways and interesting ways to have enjoy more vegan food and dishes.
That's right, because I know a lot of people, and they come over and they'll look at some of the vegetarian products that I have and they'll go, oh, well, how do you use this? And I'm like, seriously? There's like 30 different ways that I'll use just this product. And so that's really, we really had fun coming up with really different ways to use each of the products.
That's right. Well, we actually grew up, Linda can tell you, that we grew up using these products.
Oh, absolutely. And Mom just had fixing she tried something different all the time.
Yes.
And we loved it. I know that some of my favorite dishes were just simple, like her chops and mushroom gravy. And I think you've come up, Brenda, with that gravy.
With a vegan.
Vegan gravy. It's awesome.
That's right. In fact, maybe we should show them what we're preparing today and give you an idea.
You're going to love it.
That's right. We're going to start off with your...
Oh, the Asian vegetable noodles.
And so many wonderful vegetables in there. It's nice and colorful. And then we have Polish potato salad. And I love this potato salad. You can have it hot or cold.
Well, I like this one too.
And then we're going to have Bulgarian Goulash.
Oh, that looks good. And another type of potato salad, a California potato salad. I think you're going to like this one.
And of course, Mom's chocolates and gravy.
Brenda's twist on it.
Yes.
And then we're going to end it with glazed veggie meatballs.
That's right.
Oh, I'm already hungry. I hope there's lots of sampling going on.
Well, our first recipe is actually going to be
my Asian noodles.
That's right.
And so let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 3 8-ounce packages of brown rice noodles, 1 20-ounce can of Worthington vegetable steaks, 1 large onion diced, 2½ cups of carrots coarsely diced, 2½ cups of celery diced, 1½ cups of water, 1½ tablespoons of McKay's chicken style seasoning, 2½ cups of fresh green beans cut into thirds, 2 cups of water chestnuts sliced or diced, 4 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, and 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of dark sesame oil.
I love every single one of those ingredients.
Well, I'm going to go ahead to get started.
Let me put the cookbook over here.
Okay, to save time, I have already sauteed. I took the steaks, and let me show you. Here's what the can looks. Let me switch places with you, sis. This is what the can of vegetable steaks looks like.
By Worthington.
And it's by Worthington. And this is what it looks like. We've drained them, and this is what it looks like. They come in pieces. And so you can just take it, and sometimes, and I'll do different. Sometimes I'll just do it in little thin strips like this. And then sometimes I'll, you know, like cut it into like this. Oops.
I'd like more like dice it.
And then I'll dice
Chunk
it.
it.
Or I'll do it a bigger chunk too. But so honestly,
Hey,
it's
whatever
anyway,
mood you're in.
whatever mood you're in, that's what you can do.
It's all good.
It's really all good. So that's how you do that. Well, what I did was I saved the juice from the can.
This on?
And, well, this is already done, actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
saved the juice, so I'll take that big bowl.
Okay.
Well, actually, if you want to put this into here.
I'll do that.
You want to saute the
What you're going to
celery?
do is you're going to take the onions, your diced onions, and you're going to pour in the reserved liquid from the can, and take your cut up vegetable steaks and saute that until the vegetables are clear.
Okay.
Can you? Oh, we're going to use this.
Oh, okay. I need to get-
Until the
Okay, hold
vegetables
on.
are clear, as you can see, and the pieces of steak, you can see they're browned and good.
Cinda just checked that out for you, just to
Quality
be sure.
control. I'm helping you out.
Okay, now what?
Quality control. Okay, set this aside.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, if you'll put the
Any of this? No?
nope, you're going to add your water
Okay.
and add in your McKay's chicken style seasoning and broth. I love this.
I
It
do
has the
too.
best flavor. It's probably my favorite
Well, Mom
seasoning.
always used it.
You see, we grew up vegetarians, and so sometimes we forget that not everybody did, and we take things for granted sometimes. But
Yeah.
we get asked all the time, you know, what do you do for, you know, how can you make a soup without chicken stock? And it's duh for us because we're like, you know, well, McKay's
this
chicken
is
style
amazing.
seasoning.
It is awesome.
And, it's
Okay, so
wonderful.
add your, go ahead and
Vegan,
turn
by
this
the
on,
way.
turn this on high.
Well,
and,
it is
and
on
actually
high.
you can get it with no MSG in it, and so
That's
it's
right.
really good. So I'm going to add
That's
the
high.
celery. Oh, that's
Just so
high.
you know, that's high.
Okay.
I can try to crank it up a little bit more, but I think that's what we're getting right now.
And the carrots, and you know, you don't have to be have it quite as precise as this and nicely cut if you don't want to. But you see, CQ, Christine Niebauer and Melissa help us
Hoffman,
in the
yeah.
in the kitchen, and CQ is, I mean, it's gonna be amazingly
You tell her to
done.
do something, there you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be uniform and it's gonna be good. So
She does everything with excellence.
Along with Melissa and my assistant. And I'm telling you about the two of them together, dynamite, because they
Exactly.
really get the work done.
Exactly. So, and also for those, these are water chestnuts, and I like to add the water chestnuts because they add a crunch.
Oh, I knew she's going to show you out there. See, you just might not have known how to crunch like that. I mean, I'm glad you helped them out, sis.
I help them out.
Okay.
And water chestnuts come in, they come whole, which you don't want to do that because then it's a labor intensive
Yeah,
to
you gotta
cut up
chop
each
each
one.
one.
So you can buy them sliced or diced. And I wanted some, since the carrots and the celery are in smaller chunks, then I thought it just would be nice. I like the idea of having them sliced.
a
So
little
whatever,
variety.
right, but whatever you can find. But make
am I
sure you
dumping
drain
them in?
them. Oh,
In there?
no.
No?
But you can put them in that bowl.
Okay, well, I was eight.
Let's put that bowl back over here.
Okay.
And while we're waiting for these to heat up, let's talk about the noodles. Now, there's two different types of noodles that you can get. I like the brown rice noodles, and it does, I mean,
It doesn't look very brown,
Right.
does it?
What I typically use is these brown rice noodles, and they're real thin, and you cook them according to package. I mean, it actually only cooks. We have a paper towel. It actually only cooks like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, they don't cook long at all. But when I had Christique and Melissa were looking for noodles, they were thinking noodles.
Well, it says brown rice on it.
And it says, both boxes say brown rice noodles, but actually,
You could use
you
either
could
one.
use any one. In fact, for
If you
the
like a skinny noodle, use that one. If you like a fatter
Exactly.
noodle, use the other one.
Exactly.
No problem.
And so for the sample, I used this thin noodle, but Linda asked me. So for Linda, I'm going to
There you go.
use this one today, which this is not what I usually use, but we're going to use it today,
It
okay?
just looked really yummy.
We like fatter noodles.
Well, I like these noodles too. What I like to do is I take those, you know, for spring rolls or whatever,
Yes.
this dish that you're making, I put it in there and roll it up.
Yes.
And then there's these fresh
Rice paper.
Fresh rice papers.
Just
and you
spring
put
roll.
that in it, and then you dip it in a peanut sauce. Oh my,
so
it's
good.
So
good.
this dish is awesome for that. And also, this dish is, you can enjoy it cold or hot. So, which is perfect for taking to a fellowship meal because you do,
Right.
or room temperature.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I also like it rolled up in lettuce leaves.
Oh!
That's
Sorry, I have to get that in there.
with the peanut sauce.
With the peanut sauce.
And in our new cookbook, I have a recipe in there with peanut sauce.
You do?
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
love
Absolutely.
peanut sauce.
And it's
Well,
easy
she
to
does.
make and it's delicious. So there you go. You make her recipe, make the peanut sauce.
Okay, after this is sauteed for just a little bit, then add your green beans and
Okay.
saute that.
All right.
And let me get, now you can use some, like a fork or a spoon for stirring if you like, but it's really easy when you use the
These are
gloves.
kitchen gloves.
These are
So
kitchen
nice.
gloves, and they just work so
Yeah.
well. And so
Keeps
I'm going to
everything
add,
nice and clean and sanitary. I love it.
I'm going to add some of the noodles and
Okay, you got some right
break
here.
them up a little bit. That was for you to snack on.
And those are brown rice noodles, aren't they?
She is going to snack on it.
Don't mind if I do.
Those are brown rice noodles, right?
These are brown rice noodles,
Now,
yes.
they aren't very brown in color, so, you know, they must,
So what you're going to do,
don't be fooled by that. They're really white looking.
and so you're going to mix, I'm actually going to wait just a little bit on the vegetables because actually the liquid should absorb, and by the time the liquid is all absorbed, they're going to be crunchy tender because you don't want them to be mushy. And then you're going to take your Bragg's liquid aminos, and you're going to take your Bragg's and pour it over there. This really adds a lot of flavor. And really
there's your-
important, right, go ahead and sprinkle it on.
Yep.
This is the dark sesame oil, and you have
it
to have
so
the
good.
dark.
It
The
comes in
light,
both. They'll say light and dark. You want the dark.
you want the dark.
Yes.
So,
Oh, it smells
when this
good.
is done, you're just going
when
to
this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to add these vegetables to this, toss it again, and I've made it ahead of time so
Ready to
you can
eat.
see what it looks like.
Right
All
there.
mixed up. Look how colorful that is. That's your segue into
Just another reminder to color your
plate
plate
like
like a rainbow, and
See,
then
she
you will
knew. I
have
knew she was
good
gonna say that.
nutrition.
I helped you out.
Well, coming up next is my Polish potato salad. Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 1 20-ounce can of Loma Linda Big Franks, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 8 medium potatoes, 3 cups of sauerkraut, 2 tablespoons of vegan margarine, 1/4 cup of Wonder Flour, 1 cup of unsweetened original almond milk, 1/2 cup of silk creamer, original flavor, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of parsley, fresh or dried, 1 teaspoon or to taste of salt. I love sauerkraut. Our
do
grandma,
I do
we grew up, our
too.
grandma used to
to
always
make
make
her
her homemade, and our brother Kenny has made his own, Mom has made her own.
Well, actually, Grandma gave me her big
Crock.
pottery crock,
Yes.
and I gave it to Brother Kenny because Kenny makes sauerkraut like Grandma did.
Yes,
Oh.
and I just love it. And I recently made this recipe for a marketing meeting that was presented by, I think it was for Pacific Press, some Review and Herald, and some publishing companies. And we had a spread from our new cookbook out there. And this is one of the recipes that I made. And I had people that would come up to me and say, you know, I don't know, I don't like sauerkraut. And I said, just try it. Every single person said, you know what, I never liked sauerkraut, but I love this potato salad. It really changes it up.
Oh, it's delicious.
And if I make it just for me personally, I'd probably even double the amount of sauerkraut.
I would. I know I would.
Yeah, I really, really like it. So we're going to start off with boiling your potatoes. You're going to take your potatoes and you're going to boil them, and you want them not to be mushy. So just when you boil them, just when it slides in easy, but just a tiny bit of resistance, they're probably done.
Tender firm.
Yes. And so then I drain them and then rinse them out the cold water, and then I slice them into slices just like this. So that's what you're going to do for your potatoes. And those are all ready. So we're going to just put those into the mixing bowl.
Okay.
Right there. And then I'm going to have you put your sauerkraut in there. And maybe you can get a good shot of our Big Franks right here. This is Loma Linda Big Franks, and it's one of my favorite products by Loma Linda. My grandsons prefer the Linkettes. By far, that's their favorite. They like these two, but
Daddy always liked the Big Franks.
Daddy likes Big Franks. And I like the flavor of them very much. So Linda's going to put on her handy-dandy gloves there, kitchen gloves, and we'll be real sanitary. And you are going to just slice every one of this. We're going to use all of these in this can, and she's going to put them in this as well. Sis, we've already melted the butter. If you turn the fire on.
The soy margarine, right?
I'm sorry, we got the soy margarine in there. Keep me straight, Linda. I tell you what, we don't want any of those slip-ups, no. So I've got now some Wonder Flour. Cinda, if you would just mix that up.
And if you don't have Wonder Flour, what it is just, it's a very fine flour, so you can actually take your flour and put it in a blender.
Exactly. Of course, make sure you got a good and tight lid, or you're going to get a flour shower. I don't recommend.
Showers a blessing.
Sounds like she knows exactly what happens.
Actually, that would be true. I went to white hair overnight.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got that all. You can see it's like it just all blended up and powdery. I'm going to add the almond milk, and she's going to just keep on whisking that, and so we don't get any lumps. And then I'm just going to put
And
this
that's
back
why
here.
the flour is so good, and you want the extra fine
Look how
flour
nice and
because
smooth that
you
is.
don't get the lumps.
And then this is our soy silk creamer, and it just makes a nice consistency. It's really
Gives it a little richer flavor.
yes, it's a lot richer in flavor. And now we're just going to just put all the seasonings that were listed on there. And by the way, if by chance you say, oh, I couldn't write that down, I missed that, all of our recipes are on our Micheff Sisters website. You just go to micheffsisters.com, MICHEFF, sisters.com. And all of our recipes are there, along with pictures of all our recipes, so that you can see the picture of it and the recipe, so you can relax,
right.
enjoy the program, don't worry
But
about it.
also, you could go and order a cookbook. It's
That's
got
right.
all the recipes in it. It has all the pictures.
And you can go to 3ABN and get
And you
it too.
can go to 3ABN as well, 3ABN.org, and they have all the recipes too. So really, just enjoy the program. Put your pen and paper away, unless you're wanting to take notes. You can do that, but it makes
Otherwise,
it
you
easy.
may miss her flour shower.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be bad.
Okay, Linda. Now we're just going to. I've got some crushed red pepper flakes, and this really does make the recipe to me. If you had to have a secret ingredient, it would be two: the sauerkraut and
But for those who
But it
don't
doesn't-
like
it
the
doesn't
spice,
taste
they
hot,
could
though.
take it out.
That's right.
I didn't even taste it hardly. in
No,
there.
huh? It's just really it's.
But we're
just a nice
used to
blended salad.
eating the spicy foods, and if you're, I do have friends who aren't used to eating spicy foods, and so,
Okay, sis.
To be considered for them,
Now,
you could leave it out.
we're good. You see how nice and thick that thickened up? Perfect. You can turn it off. And I'm going to take the wire whisk out.
Want this?
And let's see. We're just
Gonna be.
okay. This is
Watch
gonna be
your
hot,
hands,
sis.
sis.
So you know what?
I got my gloves on.
Here,
I think
sis.
I
Here,
can do it.
I'm gonna go all the way over here like
Okay.
this, and then we're gonna go use this this spatula because I don't want you to get burned because this is hot.
Yeah, it's
And-
pretty hot.
Yeah. And so we'll just
So you
mix
can
that
eat
all
this
together.
hot or cold,
It
right?
is
Actually,
looking delicious.
My favorite way to eat it is hot, but you can have it hot or cold. So, sis, you can use this just to mix it up, and all she does is mix it up, and it is ready to eat.
That's easy.
My favorite way is to have it is to eat it hot, and you can make it up ahead of time. So you can go ahead, make it up, put it in your refrigerator, and if you say, "But I wanted it hot," no problem, heat it up. It's going to be
Look
not a
what I
problem.
found.
I wonder how she got that.
I
There you go.
just
You
what
might
she's
want a
trying to
little
give
bigger
me.
one.
I mean, seriously.
Oh, she's trying to get the.
Thank you. Oh, lots of sauerkraut, please.
Well, it's all kind of mixed in.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay, drum roll, and here it is. Is it musty? Daddy says they're
She
not.
must have
Must
some
have,
more.
must have some more. Oh, that is so good. You guys are going to love this.
Well, something else they're gonna love is Linda's Bulgarian Goulash. And let's read the recipe, sis.
Sis, why don't you go ahead and read it for me?
Well, I sure would. For this, you'll need 6 cups of canned tomatoes, 1 teaspoon of McKay's beef-style seasoning, 1 1/4 cup of onion, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 cup of Loma Linda veggie burger, 1 15.5-ounce can of kidney beans, 1 15.5-ounce can of chili beans, and 4 cups of cooked macaroni.
Now, I love goulash. And we call it Bulgarian goulash because that's what Grandpa was
Yeah.
Bulgarian.
You have always loved
Oh,
goulash.
yes.
Yes,
When we all took turns cooking, and when it was my turn, everybody knew I was going to make goulash.
That's right.
Well,
You know,
that or spaghetti sandwiches.
Or just plain macaroni and tomatoes. I love it.
You've heard, if you've been watching the Micheff Sisters, you know that we talk a lot about our grandmother who was from Hungary. But we haven't really said a lot about Grandpa, who was from Bulgaria. And,
Yeah, that's
Give me
true.
the tomato.
Yeah, and so I kind of love that we have a recipe in there for Grandpa.
I
you
know, and I love.
And
Yeah, Grandpa is a special person.
Yes, he was.
This here, I've already really sautéed these earlier to help save time, because I like my onions really, really done. And so to this, I'm going to add my salt, and I'm going to let this pepper flakes, because I like the smells of all the seasonings cooking up together. Onion powder.
Let your
Seasoned salt.
Wait,
fragrances
she's going to
let
town.
them get fragrant. Your
And
spices.
then we have Loma Linda veggie burger.
Right here, and we have it right here. We have the low-fat version right there. And just Loma.
And Mama used to even make burgers out of those.
Yes.
I loved Mom's burgers.
Yep.
Say now we're going to add our tomatoes, and you can use fresh if you want, if you have them in the garden. These are canned, and I use the diced, and I like the petite ones. And then we're going to put our beans in.
You know, sisters, we haven't talked too much about Grandpa or the fact that, you know,
And some
because of
kidney
Grandpa
beans.
that we have the Micheff name. You know?
That's true.
You know,
Grandpa, our grandpa spoke 7 different languages.
he did. And he was just a fun. He was just so
Oh,
fun.
and he was so tender towards children. I mean, I was out in his tomato patch, and he had some little ones down here, and I
Some
mean,
nice tomato plants,
and I
yeah,
thought
his
I'd
garden.
help Grandpa, so I picked them up, and it didn't feel quite right, so I threw it. Well, Daddy happened to see it, and he was like, "Oh, you don't do that," which is a good thing for a daddy to say.
Yeah.
But Grandpa said, "They're my tomatoes, and if she wants to do that with mine, then she can." And Daddy was like, Oh, okay, but I knew I wasn't going to do that too much because Daddy would have a good talk with me when I got home. Because he was a very good daddy.
Grandpa was known for his garden.
Yes,
Yes.
he was a beautiful
an
garden.
excellent gardener, and he had a large garden. I mean, everything from potatoes to green beans to, squash and
Everything,
tomatoes.
Which I'm
Watermelon.
I'm thankful he had that time in the garden because our grandpa was a coal miner, and right here in southern Illinois, not far from where Thrabian is right now, our grandpa spent 47 years underground.
Yeah.
If you think, he spent in the coal mines working, it almost really breaks my heart to think of how much time he spent underground. So I'm sure the garden meant so much more to him. That
And it's
special
one
time
thing, we
he had the
appreciate
garden.
all those that are down, they're working
Exactly.
in the mines
Right.
because of Grandpa and giving so much.
Exactly.
And I actually took David and Katie, my children, I actually took them into a coal mine that's in this area and actually took them down over 1,000 feet
Just so
down
they
into
could see it,
just
yeah.
so they could see it. And they got to see the machinery still down there, and they each came up with, they got to pick up their own coal, and they each came up with it. It was an incredible experience, and I just can't imagine being down there for so long.
Yes.
But something I remember about Grandpa's garden,
What?
it'd be the summertime, and we ran around barefoot all the time. Well, Grandpa took such good care of his garden that we would run between the rows of his vegetables, and the
Not a
dirt
weed
was
in his
so
garden.
soft.
Weeds.
Do you remember? I mean,
Yes,
the dirt
and the
was
dirt
so soft,
He
and your
kept
toes.
it cold,
Oh,
no weeds. It was.
it was so fun.
Yes.
The
it really
last thing
was.
we're putting in here is the macaroni. And we're gonna, if it comes out, okay.
Want me to help you with this?
Yes, that would help. All right, you put that in and I'll
Right
stir it
here.
up.
I'll hold this and we'll just make it a family deal right here.
There we go. One of my favorite things, and I know that Mom taught us this, is I absolutely love cooking with my sisters and my brothers, because our brother Kenny is an incredible cook.
And Brother Jim makes good nachos.
We have had a lot of people say, why don't you ever have your brothers on the program with you?
They're so busy.
They're really busy, but I think it would be awesome to do a program with them. We ought to get both of them on here, shouldn't we?
If you want our brothers on a program, then please write to 3ABN and tell them you want the brothers on
That's
this
right.
program.
Of course, we'll have to use that little clout there to get them here,
This is all you do, and it cooks up. It's really done. You can, as soon as it's hot, it's ready to go.
This
And we
looks
have some right over here for you to
delicious.
see.
That's right. Oh, yes, but sis,
What?
I can tell you that's even good cold. I've had it in the morning for breakfast where I'll just kind of help myself to one of those. Oh, Cinda's trying it.
So what do we have next?
I'll have to tell you because right next is Cinda's California potato salad. Am I reading that recipe for you,
Well,
sis?
I'm a little busy.
Okay, I'm going to read that recipe. For this, you'll need 6 cups of potatoes, and you will need 2 cups of fresh spinach, 1 1/2 cups of mini red, yellow, and orange peppers. You will need 1/2 cup of black olives, 1 package of Morningstar Farms Grillers chicken patties, and for the dressing, you will need 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 1 large avocado, and 1 teaspoon of Veggie.
This is a colorful and very tasty different potato salad.
Yes, it is.
And I got to tell you, David and Katie, my children, they share a house together out in Loma Linda. And in their backyard, they have a huge avocado
Yes,
tree.
they
Oh,
do.
that's so good.
I mean,
Wonderful.
with like, I'm not even joking, like 400 avocados on
and
the
they
tree.
look like this.
And they sent me some
Oh,
for the program.
They look like that because, voila, that's the avocados.
And actually, Brenda was doing the grocery shopping for our show, and so she had gotten me the store
Avocados. Which are
avocados.
tasty as well,
She didn't know
but-
that David had just sent me a box of avocados. I mean, look at the difference. I mean,
There are two different types. So, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is a very, very thin skin.
Yes.
And it is just as
And it doesn't turn brown very easy.
No, it doesn't. It's wonderful.
The trick that most people do when they slice an avocado, they'll cut it open and then they'll take a spoon and it'll scoop right out. This one doesn't do that well with the spoon because the skin is too thin.
So thin.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of peel it.
And I kind of know that from experience.
Well, David sent me a case so I would have some for the program.
I'm glad he did.
And also, did you realize that avocados don't ripen on the tree? They don't ripen until you pick them. So you wait till they get a size that you want.
I actually didn't know that.
And then you pick them. So thank you, David, for sending me the avocados.
You, David.
And actually, he had sent me avocados when I was creating recipes for the cookbook, which is why I even came up with this recipe, and hence the name, California Potato Salad, because it was from them.
Yes.
So I was wanting to use these fabulous ones.
You've already cooked.
So,
yeah,
I'll explain all this, but I want to get this started. So can you turn this up, spray it with a little non-stick.
Okay.
And then I'm using the Griller's
Griller's
chicken patties. And so this is what I'm using for this. And you'll see what we're doing. I want you to put these in the skillet and get them browned.
As they are,
and
like
that? Yeah, brown
Okay.
and a little crispy. Because they're soft right now.
Okay,
They're real soft.
And these, by the way, are delicious just if you just browned them in like this.
And want a
put them on
sandwich.
and you want a sandwich. So you could do that.
Right.
But we're giving you some creative ways to use the same product.
That's right. So now we've taken some potatoes. My husband loves the skins on the potatoes for his potato salad. So I left the skins
There's
on.
a lot of nutrients in there.
Exactly. If
good
you
fiber.
don't prefer the skins, you can go ahead and take them off. So here's, sis, there's that. And then some thinly sliced yellow and orange and red peppers. Put that in.
Sweet peppers.
Notice the color.
Yeah.
And then,
You just
sis,
couldn't help yourself, right, sis?
I couldn't.
add the chopped spinach, and I use
More
the
color.
baby spinach. And I just, as you can see, coarsely chop this. And
I
then
like the baby spinach better. It has a milder flavor to me.
That just
I do
means
too.
it's
Yes,
smaller,
yes,
I do
right?
too.
When you say baby, it just means it's
no,
smaller
but
leaves?
it has a milder taste to it to me.
it's a young, because it's
Yes.
a young leaf.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. So I'm going to do our dressing. Now, this is actually a unique way to do the dressing. And I'm
You want me to mix this up?
Yes, please. Just
All right.
kind of gently toss it with your hands. I'm going to
Gently.
take a jar, and I'm going to add, now this is extra virgin olive oil. Look at that color. I mean, that's a beautiful, deep, rich color. And then fresh lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice is so important. We don't want that seed. So you can tell that was a fresh lemon. We have the fresh lemon juice right there. And I'm going to add the salt. And my favorite all-purpose vegetable seasoning is Veggie. If you can't find Veggie, just use your favorite all-purpose vegetable seasoning. And let me use the spatula and put in our...
And when you get Dijon mustard, look at the ingredients because there's some Dijon mustards that do have wine in it, but there's quite a few brands out there that do not. So look for the one without
and make sure
the wine.
Right, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to take our avocado and just kind of, I do slice it down and twist it off. Look how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous, huh?
I mean, these are good avocados.
And they are so rich in flavor.
And look how thin the skin is. I mean, it is just a very, very, very thin. I should have actually gotten a littler knife because this is so thin. Hey, sis, with your gloves, you could probably pull that off with your fingers, and I'll work on this one.
All right.
Because you are extremely talented.
Yes.
Can I just say, too, that when you do this part of it, you really want a nonstick skillet, if at all possible, because this one has seen better days. So. I might add, I wanted to think of, I was using a bowl in my recipe, that big silver bowl. I want to thank Beverly Rose. She sent that bowl to us, and I really appreciate it. I'm notorious for having...
She is so sweet.
She's so thoughtful. And
is.
I'm notorious for having a bowl that everything spills out of, and she got that big bowl. And now all three of us are using it, and we love it. Thank you, Beverly.
Because we like to cook in big amounts.
Well, yes.
Because that's what Mom did.
Okay, here you go. I'm not as smooth as a knife, so it's a little...
I mean, look how thin this is.
Hey, are these browned enough, sis?
A little bit more.
Well,
Am I done?
This might be as good as she gets.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to take my gloves off here.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not done.
I'm not done?
False
Okay.
alarm. Sorry.
All right, I'll
Sis,
just
if you could
stay
wipe
like this.
off for me. Well, wait
Sure.
a minute. Let me go. So what I'm going to do
paper
is
towel.
I'm going to
I gotta
cut this,
scoot
and
over
since
here.
this is so big, I'm going to cut this in a couple pieces and drop it in my jar.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay? But I will take a paper towel because
You're just dropping it in the jar?
Uh-huh. Just like that.
Wow.
And this is a really big one, so that's probably all I need. Here, sis.
There
I
Now,
have one little
this
only
is a fun dressing to make, and you can make it with your kids. So we put the lid on, and you shake.
And shake.
And shake. You're done with that.
Yes.
And so now put those on the cutting board and cut those into pieces.
Okay, let me
And
get
you
rid
will
of these.
add that to the salad.
Okay.
Oh, shake. This is great exercise.
You got
I could
that?
just, you know, go on my 5-mile walk and just shake and shake.
She is really good at exercising, which is so important. It's not only good to eat good food, but it's also, we need to follow all the health rules and things, and
Okay.
exercise is important.
See how beautiful that turned out? You got a nice green, but you have chunks of avocado in it too. And so we're gonna Brenda's gonna add our chunks of chicken.
Woo. There you go. Boy, that looks good, doesn't it?
smells good.
Whoops.
Add this in,
There you go.
and then pour this over. And you've got chunks of avocado,
Ooh,
chunks
doesn't
of,
that look good?
and I have one prepared for you. And it's great cold or room temperature.
Right there.
And
Yum.
I have
Look at
one
that.
already prepared for you.
Doesn't that look beautiful?
And you'll love the flavors.
Oh, something else that you're going to love is our mom's really based chocolates and gravy. For this, you're going to need 2 20-ounce cans of Worthington chocolates, 1 medium onion, 4 cups of fresh mushrooms, 2 tablespoons of soy margarine, 1/2 cup of Wonder Flour, 4 cups of unsweetened original almond milk, 2 tablespoons of Better Than Bouillon, mushroom-based, and 1 teaspoon of dried or fresh parsley, 1 tablespoon of Bragg's liquid aminos. I chose this recipe to demonstrate today for a couple of reasons. One, just because I love it, and
It's a family favorite.
I grew up with this.
That's right. And the other reasons, I really wanted to show you how easy it is, how fast you can actually make this recipe. It's not hard to do at all. And some people think, oh, I couldn't bother, it's too much work. But it is not. So right now, set your clocks. We're going to see how fast I can get this recipe together. Okay?
And the neat thing, it's a mushroom soup that you don't have to buy.
That's right.
You can, and
make
it's a vegan, right?
It's I'm making like instead of mushroom soup, it's like a mushroom gravy
Right.
that you're going to bake it in.
And
So,
you can use this gravy for a lot of other recipes too.
That's right. So, Cinda has already sauteed just the mushrooms and onions. They are ready to go. Linda, we are going to get ready to go over here, and we have sliced these chocolates in 2. We are using the Worthington chocolates. That's what Mom always
want this
uses.
sprayed?
That's what I love. Yes, you can spray that with a nonstick cooking spray. And we'll take these chocolates and we cut them in half. We cut them in half when
that's
we were
what
little.
Mom does.
And Mom always did, and she told us that really was the reason, was to stretch it a little farther. But
I like
I
it
do
that
like
way.
it that way now.
Because we're
So,
used to it.
Here's how easy it is. We're just going to take those. I cut them in half, put all those chocolates in the bag like this. And in fact, we're going to make it really fast. I'm just going to do that. Put
Oh.
them in there. Close it up very tight. That's the secret right here. Just really, really tight. because if it's not tight, you will have one of those flour showers. We don't
Which
want.
I don't want.
They're not. And then all she's going to do is just shake it up. Shake, 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 sis. Come on, shake, 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 shake. There you go. You can do it. Now while she's shaking, that's all you're going to do. Now she's going to, you know, let the dust slide to the bottom, the flour fly to the bottom, and then she's going to put them on this pan that's been sprayed with a nonstick baking spray, and she's just going to bake that in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 minutes, spray it, and then turn it over and spray it again, and then for another 5 minutes, and that's all she's going to do. When that comes out, we're going to layer it into a nice casserole dish like this, or a 9x13 pan, something like that. Just put all those steaks in there, and then we're going to put the mushrooms over the top. So that's how easy that is.
Wonderful.
Just layer those baked chocolates, put the mushrooms over the top. Now the gravy. How fast is it? Turn this thing on, sis. We've got the soy margarine already melted, and you can start stirring really quickly, and we're going to make sure there's no lumps, because I just don't like lumps.
No.
And then
And again, you can use the Wonder Flour, or you can take your flour and put it in a blender and make it extra fine.
I just don't like lumps. I really don't. So I use the Wonder Flour. So, sis, we're going to.
All right, go for it.
Go for it. Okay. Go ahead. Start stirring, stirring, stirring. And she's just going to keep doing that wire whisk, get all those lumps out like that. And then we're going to just put in our Bragg's liquid aminos, and
I like Bragg's because it gives a good flavor.
this
I love it
our
too.
mushroom base. And I'm going to have you get the rest of that out, sis. Oh, you got to stir. She's going to make me stir, so I got to hurry then, because I want to stir to see how fast this is. This is a wonderful bouillon. In fact, if you need bouillon for anything, they have so many different flavors of it.
But you also need to look, because some are not the vegetarian kind, and so you have to look.
That's right. This is what I like. It's called Better Than Bouillon, and it's the mushroom base. And it will give you the most wonderful mushroom flavored soups and gravies. It's really awesome. And I really highly recommend it. It comes in a no chicken base, a no beef base, vegetable base. I love it. So I like to share tips. When we find something good, we like to share it with you. And all you're going to do now is take this thickened gravy, pour it in on top of those chocolates and mushrooms, bake it for 1 hour at 350, and voila, there it is, all done.
And it looks delicious.
Got that done.
I love it.
And Linda, you chose a fast recipe too.
I did. And it's my glazed veggie meatballs. For that, you will need 2 cups of onions, finely diced, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, a half a teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1 20-ounce can of Loma Linda Ready Burger, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast flakes, 1.5 cups of seasoned croutons crushed, and then for the glaze, you'll need 1 cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup of fruit sweetened apricot jam, and 1 tablespoon of Bragg's liquid aminos. Well, you know, sisters, this is a fast and easy recipe, but I just don't feel like being fast, so I'm going to take my time.
Well, there you go.
I guess it's her recipe.
But if you wanted to be faster, you could.
We are having fun in the kitchen.
Exactly.
That's right.
So let's just make the fun last.
I'm putting on my gloves, getting ready for the meatball one, but we're going to start with the sauce.
Okay.
So we're going to put the ketchup in, and you can even use fruit sweetened ketchup, and also apricot. Fruit sweetened apricot
I
jam.
love apricot jam. It's my favorite jam.
I do
Absolutely.
too.
Every single time it's my go-to jam.
And some liquid aminos here. And that is just like
The Bragg's liquid aminos.
unfermented soy sauce is really what it is. So
There we go.
And there it is. And now you're going to cook that and let it bubble up and all blend together. And that is our glaze. And that is just as easy as it gets for the glaze. It's a really delicious glaze, and I think you'll enjoy it.
We were talking
I know
about,
I'll enjoy it.
we were talking about all the fruits and vegetables that grow in California. Well, I used to live in California, and I had lots of fruit trees, and one of my trees was an apricot tree that was so loaded. Every year, my husband would go in and he'd put, you know, 2x4 under the supports because they were just so laden. And I made apricot jam every single year. I still miss that jam.
Do you know that?
And I miss that tree.
David and Katie have an apricot tree at their house, but you want to hear something really sweet?
Yes.
My husband surprised me, and a couple years ago came back and planted 3 apricot trees. And this year they are full of blossoms and little baby apricots.
And you know what the really good news about that story is? I live next to her. And she has a very sharing heart.
You know what? I think it is wonderful of all the wonderful things that God has made for us to enjoy.
Yes.
I mean, you think of all the different varieties of fruits and
How
vegetables.
boring would this world be if we just had one thing that everybody
He is
ate
an
all the
amazing
time?
God. Well, this is something called Ready Burger, and it's a lot thicker maybe than normal burger.
And
not as
moisture.
crumbly.
And, yeah, not as crumbly.
And
And
moisture.
in fact, I have one here. It's I believe
see right
it's
here.
is it a Loma Linda? Yeah, Loma Linda. Yeah. Okay,
Linda.
so it's another wonderful Kellogg's product. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of mashing it all up. And sis, if you could put I've already sauteed the onions.
Okay.
And you can
Those
put
right
all
in
those
there.
in there. And if you don't like onions, you can leave them out. You do not have to have onions in there because people are probably looking at this. That's a lot of onions. It just gives a lot of flavor to the burger. Okay, now some
what else?
Bragg's liquid aminos in there, which is our unfermented soy sauce.
Okay. What
And then
else?
you can put the seasoned salt in, a little bit of salt, and then we're
I gotta
put
get it
the
off.
nutritional yeast in here.
Yeah. I'm having a little struggle here. I gotta get all of it. Someone asked me if that was really true. If they said you girls are always teasing about your mom watching you. You have to get every little drop out. She really does.
Yes,
Watch
she
it.
does. Yes, she does.
Careful. She's a very careful person
And she doesn't
not
want
to
us
waste
a
anything.
thing.
She doesn't waste to this day.
No.
Never has.
Nope.
No, she does not. Well, sis, if you want to spray the tray there,
You want your breadcrumbs?
yeah, I'm just mixing the seasonings
You want
up
both
first.
of them in?
Yes.
1, 2, 3 on 3. Here we go.
Go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. I'm going to mix this all up. You can spray that tray. We'll be
Okay.
ready for them in a little bit.
I'll spray over here so it won't get you.
You can see that it is really very easy to make.
Am I just supposed to let this get hot?
It bubbles. It needs to bubble, and the jam kind of melts into the ketchup. So
It's bubbling.
Yep, just let it do for a little bit. You can turn
And that's
it down.
a good exercise you got going on there. Did you see here? She's really getting into it. She's just really getting a good exercise. Good workout.
Exercise is important. Okay,
That's right.
now what we're going to do is we're going to take about a tablespoon, but this is a little bit more probably. In fact, I'll do a little bit less.
Okay.
And you just roll them.
Just
And-
roll them in a ball like that. And
You roll them in a ball.
they're fun to make.
Oh, yeah.
And
This is another recipe you can get your kids to help you with.
And is it can you freeze these? Is it
Yes.
good in the freezer? There you go. I knew you were wanting to know that. I'm trying to help you out here. So
Well, she's a grandma because remember I did mention that. But grandmas can say things again.
yes, that's true.
Because I'm a grandma too,
I
and
was
I do
gonna
it
say.
all the time.
And they make up their own grammar rules.
Yes, we do.
Trust me.
Yeah, we do.
Grandkids are the best. I have been blessed with 4 beautiful, beautiful grandchildren, 3 boys and a girl.
Aw.
And I love each one of them with all my heart. And I just really praise God for them. And Cinda, can I tell you, she might not be a grandma, but she is the best auntie you would
you
ever
ever
want.
want.
I'm seriously, you would, no child would be so lucky as to have her for.
Oh, I
it was just-
love children.
She does.
We all do.
And she makes it fun for them. And when my grandkids are over there, she's not just off doing her thing and letting them. She's into whatever they're doing, and she's giving them ideas to keep them busy and interested, and she makes it fun. You know, so.
Yeah, every meal is an adventure. Every day is an adventure, so they can't wait to go over to Aunt Cinda's. That's what they call her, Aunt Cinda.
That's right.
Well, all we do is we're going to roll all these. Then we'll put it in a baking dish, and we're going to pour
Wait.
this.
Before, are you going to bake them first?
We'll bake these.
How do you bake them?
I almost forgot the important part, but
She
remember,
is a
I'm a grandma.
She can
right.
say it
But I'm
twice.
also an auntie, so.
There you go.
You bake these like at 400 degrees, and I'll bake them for, you know, like maybe 15 minutes. And
You
then
spray
I
'em
just,
with the nonstick
yeah,
cooking
and then I
spray?
turn them over just like that, and then I bake them for maybe another 15 minutes, and then I put them in the pan and put the sauce over them. And you don't really have to bake them, but I might put them back in the oven for like another 10 minutes or so, and they're done.
I
With
like
the
them.
sauce on it.
With the
I
sauce
like
on
them
'em.
baked a little longer because
Yeah.
they're a little crisper.
Yeah, they do. They do. You
And-
can have them crispy or not. They're good just like they are.
Also, you could leave them in the freezer. You could keep a bunch in the freezer, and that way you could put them in pasta sauce. You can
Yes,
do a lot of
that's
things with them.
That's
Use them
right.
for spaghetti and
She
meatballs,
does
you know, so
well,
there's
we
so many
have
things.
some here to show you what
That's
it looks
right.
like.
I already played it up. In fact, all you need is a fork.
Oh, those look good.
Well, we've had so much fun bringing you our potluck meals today, and if you notice, they're all recipes that are easy to make, that you can make in bulk. You could even double the recipes if you wanted, and they're all recipes from our brand new Kellogg's cookbook. It's called the Micheff Sisters Cooking with Kellogg's. And right now, we'd like you to show you how you can get all 6 of our cookbooks, including our Cooking with Kellogg's.
If you've enjoyed the recipes you've seen today and would like to purchase your own copy of one of their cookbooks, including their new cookbook, Cooking with Kellogg's, you can write to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. That's 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. You can call 618-627-4651. That's 618-627-4651. Or, if you'd like to contact the Micheff Sisters for speaking appointments or concerts, you can do so at their website at micheffsisters.com. That's MICHEFF sisters.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Mann. Have you ever wondered what it takes to keep 3ABN's message fresh and up to date? We're working constantly on new programs for an ever-growing audience around the world. But how is that accomplished? After working many years in television and radio, I've realized how unusual it is for 3ABN to produce such a large percentage of original quality programming. Most Christian networks use a large number of programs produced by other ministries, and unfortunately, they have little or no control over the content. But we've been called to give a consistent message, and we do not allow the focus to become entertainment or performance-oriented. The clear vision given to Danny Shelton, our founder, was to build a television station that would reach the world with the undiluted Three Angels messages, one that would counteract the counterfeits. And that's what we strive for. We just don't provide family-friendly programming. If it's not squarely based on the Bible, our pledge to you is that it will not appear on any of our networks. When it comes to original programming, we produce 69% of our 3ABN English television content, 67% of our 3ABN Latino content, and 100% of what our Russian language channel airs. Without the Lord and all of you, that would be impossible. But we're continuously blessed with the finest teachers, preachers, health presenters, and guests day after day and year after year. So many people work together to make a television program. Producers, directors, camera operators, studio managers, lighting and audiovisual directors, and video engineers, just to mention a few. But we never forget that the message is the most important part of the equation in bringing the hope of salvation to those who haven't heard about Jesus Christ. We have only one solution: a relationship with our Savior. And whether it's a story of a changed life or a program specifically for children, we want to bring honor and glory to Him each and every minute of every day. And with 6 networks airing 168 hours of programming each week, that's a total of 1,008 hours. How can we do this with such a small staff? The answer is simple: the Lord makes it possible, and He uses you to help. From the beginning, your prayers and financial support have made it all possible. And 25 years later, our message is still strong. So thank you for all you do for 3ABN. Your prayers are felt each day, both at our ministry headquarters and all around the world. If the Holy Spirit impresses you to support 3ABN's worldwide ministry, please send your tax-deductible love gifts to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois, 62896, or call us at 618-627-4651 during regular business hours. God bless you.
Well, we've had an awesome time being with you
Yes.
today and sharing our recipes for a fellowship meal. And if you've noticed that all the recipes are ones that are not only easy to make, but they are able to transport well. Because when you think about going to a fellowship meal, you're going to have to carry it, and people like to bring their things and keep it warm.
Actually, if you're looking for these recipes in our cookbook, look under potluck specials.
That's right. In fact, why don't we share with you some of the other recipes. We didn't just do potluck specials, and that's our specialty section in this cookbook. But we have
Appetizers,
yes,
Breakfast.
That's right, and salads and sandwiches,
soups and stews,
and
we can cheat.
We have entrees and
Look.
side dishes.
and potluck. So we got a lot of variety going here. Obviously, since every recipe is using one of Kellogg's products, and they have Morningstar Farm, Garden Burger, Loma Linda, and Worthington. They do. You're going to love this cookbook, seriously, and all the recipes that give you so many different ideas to eat healthy. Let's take a look at some of the foods that we prepared today for you. We're starting off with
the Asian noodle salad.
And we have Hungarian goulash.
Oh, that looks good. And is that Hungarian or Bulgarian?
Bulgarian.
Oh, Bulgarian.
All right. And then we also have our chocolates and mushroom gravy, which is a family favorite. And then
Glazed meatballs.
glazed meatballs and kind of a sweet and sour sauce. I love that. And then our Polish potato salad. You can have that hot or cold.
And the California potato salad.
And you might notice on the potato salad, so many people think of potato salads that has a lot of mayonnaise in it, and anytime you do that, you're going to just up the calorie content and the fat content in your dish. And neither one of these potato salads have
Exactly.
mayo in them.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love that the different twists. One's got the more of a creamy based with sauerkraut dressing.
Right.
And Cinda's is
the avocado dressing.
And could you have your salad hot, or would it be mostly cold?
No, it's cold.
Should be cold.
Avocados are so healthy for you.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And they're wonderful, as are all these recipes in here.
Well,
that you can eat.
and after, if you have anything left over, invite people over for supper.
That's right.
I think invite people over anyways.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. So until next time,
May all your meals be seasoned with God's love.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.